Hey guys, we're at the Big Three at Daytona Beach, Florida, and I'm here with AJ from the Kinetic Dev Group. How you doing, AJ?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Yeah. So today we're going to take a look at some of the stuff that the Kinetic Dev Group is doing, or KDG. They've done some really cool things. They started off working on the SCAR, and they've moved over to doing some really neat stuff for the AR and other rifles as well. But let's talk about a little bit about the history of the company.
Sure.
And what some of the first products were that you brought to market and what spawned those ideas.
Sure. So when we kind of formed our company back in June 2014, our goal was to make products that we really personally wanted, and we were kind of like, this is something we want to see come to market, and that's kind of where we started with the SCAR, with the rail system, the stocks, and a few other QD mounts that we can kind of go into detail about. So
okay,
and that was really where we started on that, and then we kind of branched off into a few other things that we'll, I'm sure, talk about in the video. So
well, let's talk about the SCAR.
Sure.
Okay, I'm a big SCAR fan. Not so much the 16. 16 is a great rifle, but in my opinion, the SCAR 17 is kind of peerless. I mean, this is truly an exceptional rifle. Now, when I did my comparison between the SCAR and the ACR, the one thing that I dinged the SCAR for the hardest was what's now known as the UGG boot stock. It was a very lightweight, flimsy, or is a very lightweight, in my opinion, flimsy stock system, and I like the stock more on the ACR. So what you guys have done is taken a Magpul Stock and put it on the SCAR, and it's a lot more robust than the stock that it replaces. So you have pretty much all the functionality of adjustment of length of pull. You can fold it by pushing a button. This is all metal components here that engage with the receiver. You have the cheek riser here. You have the QD point here. I mean, so this is a really neat thing. This is what turned me on to you guys. When I first saw this, I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody fixed the biggest complaint I have with the rifle.
You know, we contacted Magpul. They had the Masada stocks, and you know, we asked them if they'd make them for us, and they agreed. They were very happy about it, and so we purchased the Masada stocks from Magpul in black and tan, and we pretty much manufactured the bracket you see here, and it's a retrofit, obviously. So you pretty much slide off your SCAR stock and slide this on.
Right, it doesn't change how you break the gun down at all.
Yeah, exactly. And this piece right here, we've also got, if you can see here, there's a little hole there. That's actually for a little bit of a set screw. And what you can do is, so for guys that might have a really like small tolerance or a real thin tolerance on their back bracket on their SCAR, if they really want to take away any type of like wiggle or movement, especially after wear and tear because you got metal on metal, they can put the little set screw in there and just tighten it down.
Oh, very cool.
So you just get rid of any type of play
Storage compartment here, stick some batteries in there.
Yep.
So that's definitely an interesting upgrade. As we're moving forward, we might as well talk about now as well the QD system, which I also now have on my SCAR.
Yeah.
So basically you just replace a couple of the screws that come on the SCAR, and this bolts right on. Now you have a QD in the right spot. I think this is a little too far out. This is where I like to run my QDs.
Yep.
Well, first of all, how much does this cost?
$299 for the SCAR stocks. It's for the whole kit. Again, there's no assembly, no instructions. You pretty much slide it on, slide it off. So. And that's for the whole kit there, for in black and tan. It's the same price for both. So.
And then for the QD mount that bolts right on here?
The QD mounts are $28.
So
that's
bucks.
The rear one. Yeah, it's just a little QD mount. Comes with 2 screws. It's pretty simple to put on. It'll work on the right side of the gun or the left side of the gun. It doesn't matter. And you can actually put it this way or turn it around and put the QD closer to the front of your receiver if you wanted to do that. It's pretty simple.
Are they quarter turn or I mean it's rotational locking?
It's a stop rotational or rotational stop type system. Yeah.
Very cool. And then moving forward even further, we have the MREX rail system, which I now have on my SCAR 17, which gives you the MOE, and which will kind of be a segue into some of the other products you guys are now making. But the MREX rail system has a 1913 rail section out here in front of the gas block, but you make another one that's slightly longer and one that's slightly shorter as well, right?
Yeah, we actually, the first ones we did was in the M-LOK system was the short version that you see here. I'm going to take this accessory off here. So it came with two M-LOK sections on the 3 o'clock and the 9 o'clock positions, and then M-LOK running all the way down the 6 o'clock position. People said, well, why didn't you put it in the back here? And we said, well, because most people are putting accessories out front or down below.
Right. And
we left some 2 and 3 inch spacing helicoiled holes here, so that if people did want to attach something back here, that they could with standard modular systems that are on the market, modular rail sections from different companies that would fit the same spacing. But for the most part, people want to put their stuff out here.
Right.
We dropped the rail down because a lot of guys were like, well, we want to either run a PEC or we want to run a TLR1 or a X300 or whatever it is, a light system, on the front rail, and we didn't want to make it the same height as this because it just didn't serve a purpose at that point. We wanted to get things out of your sight view. So,
which really works really well for my civilian version of the D-ball, which I'll show here in a few minutes.
Yeah.
That D-ball sits on here perfectly. It's a low enough height that I can actually see over it with my optic, which was a problem before. I can't put that D-ball on a standard height 1913 rail because it actually covers part of the my view through the optic.
Well, what's really cool about this system is, so this is the shorter of the two. We actually designed this for the length around a 13-inch Mark 17, being used. That you could use this with a 13-inch issued Mark 17 with a Surefire can, and it's like the perfect length for that. And then the longer version, which is actually the most popular, in the tan and the FDE color here, is one more M-LOK section out to about here. And a lot of guys like that with their 16-inch guns that have end-mount suppressors. So
they're 2 lengths, right?
Yeah, we have 2 lengths. We do technically have 3 lengths. We have a 10.5-inch version that we've been working on for a while that we'll hopefully have out in the next couple months. It's a little bit different than this setup because with a 10.5-inch gun, you don't really have a lot of Picatinny rail that you can put out here. So we're hoping to have that out hopefully soon here.
So now let's talk about some of the stuff that you've done outside of the SCAR development stuff.
Sure.
Let's talk about what really is cool.
Yeah.
And it's this 1913 rail section. What's this called?
This is the Kinect system, and it's specifically for M-LOK. It's a QD attachments for M-LOK, and it's Picatinny rail sections, offset light mounts, you name it. We'll probably do some camera mounts, GoPro mounts eventually, but it's truly a quick attach system for M-LOK.
First time I saw this, it blew me away. I'm going to take this 1913 rail section, find a couple of available M-LOK slots, put it up there and just simply press. You hear it click, it locks in, and it's not flimsy in the slightest. I mean, this thing is locked on there.
Yeah.
And it'll work with any rail system that is true spec M-LOK.
Yeah.
Now, if you get a $10 rail from, you get a rail that's not made to spec,
yeah,
you're going to run into problems.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of companies out there that don't do true specs on key mod. There's companies out there that we've found that don't make everything truly to spec for the M-LOK rail system. But this ADM rail system on my UIC carbine here, these rails are built to spec. It pops right on, which also, you notice I just took my Enforce light off. What's this bad boy?
That is the universal offset mount, and very similar to a lot of Scout light universal offset mounts. It's got Picatinny rail built into it, about 3 slots, but it's also got the holes built into it so that, like you can see here, you can attach your Scout light directly to it. So you can either use it with scope rings and Enforce or anything else that would attach to Picatinny on the offset position, or you can attach your Scout light made by Surefire directly to it.
That's really awesome. And this is a brand new product. You guys are just getting ready to ship this one?
Yes. Yeah, those are just going to be shipping here hopefully in the next couple weeks, to the dealer orders and whatnot. So the dealers and the website should have them available here in the next couple weeks.
It truly makes a Lego gun out of your firearm. I mean, I can just, wherever I want to put something, I just pop it into a M-LOK rail system, and I can reconfigure my gun very quickly. I have a BCM hand stop on here. I can pop it off if I don't want it for some reason. If I want to put something else there, just pop it in. I mean, heck, I can put it even on the side here if I want to. I mean, you can just move stuff all around the gun very quickly and very securely.
Yeah, and we found it actually, again, with Magpul gave a very good range of tolerance for companies to make this. It's extremely easy to manufacture compared to other systems like the key mod.
Sure.
And it's very easy to manufacture, and with the tolerances they gave it, it's an all-around great system for people to jump on board with. We've seen a few places that have still made stuff a little bit out of spec, but when you get a good rail like the ADM one you got, or the stuff we're making, and it's in spec, it's a great system to work with.
And so, take a look at this D-ball, guys. I like doing night vision stuff. You guys know I've been doing a lot of night vision stuff, especially for hunting. I don't always want to carry this big sucker around with me. Now, it does have a quick detach system of its own, a lever system, but it also has your Kinect system on it.
Yeah.
So, to me, this is even easier because I can just stick this in my kit, and then when I'm ready to go night vision, I just use my ADM mount here. I throw my PVS 14 on, I stick my D-ball on, and I'm ready to go nighttime.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really cool.
Yeah, I find it to be very easy. It was helpful for us when we're doing some different shoots or testing or whatnot, or different videos that we're doing internally in the company, especially for my Contour camera or GoPros. I've used it on the Contour a bunch, and it's just very handy.
It's really cool.
You want to take stuff on and off. So.
Yeah. There we go. So, like your bipod, you want to take it on and off. My Atlas has the 2 screws that hold it on. You pay a lot more for a quick detach system with the throw lever for an Atlas. You use a standard Atlas, and now it's quick detach. So it's actually a really cool little setup.
Yeah,
I keep
exactly.
Pushing it funny.
There we go.
All you got to do is push it straight in. That's my problem. So we've talked about some of the stuff here. You guys are also making, this is the ADM rail, but you guys are working on an AR-15 or have an AR-15 rail system as well.
Yeah, the AR-15 that we have, we took the profile from our SCAR MREX rails, and this is actually the AR MREX rail, the MREX AR rail. It's the same profile as the end of it. It's kind of got more of like a triangular design to it. It is M-LOK, And the triangle design makes it feel more like a hand, actually like a hand guard, as opposed to just like tubular rails that a lot of people are coming out with. We wanted it to be something a little bit different for guys. And it's got a nice feel in your hands, and it's just a nice system. This is an 11.5-inch rail that we did. We're probably going to do a 9-inch and a 14-inch rail for the guys that like the extended rails. So it has QD cups, the rotational stop QD cups on both sides. So it's a real easy system, easy barrel nut to install, and it's pretty self-explanatory.
All right, so what is this? This is really interesting.
So on top of the Kinect system, which we talked about, and the MREX rails and the other SCAR products, is we started an optics mounting line called the side lock system, and it's a cam type system that actually locks down. It's kind of a system designed to kind of take away any user error over tightening or whatnot, or not tightening enough. And it's a pretty simple system. We started out with the aim point mounts here. You can see for the Comp M4, and you press this button in. It's got a secondary safety, just like a Glock trigger. When that's depressed in, it comes straight off, it locks open. When you want to put your optic back on, find your place where you had it before where it was zeroed, and lock it straight down. As you shoot it, actually, what's nice about it is the recoil actually causes the cams to lock down even further, so it kind of almost sort of welds it to it, making it even a tighter lock. So the first ones we had out, which are shipping now, is we have a universal mount out. We also have the Comp M4/Aimpoint Pro mount as well, and the T1s will be shipping here soon.
And the T1s you're working on, and then I hear also that you guys are working on a mount for the new MRO from Trigicon as well.
Yeah, we got our MRO samples, and we started working on the mount for that. Hopefully have it out here in a month or so, and then we're also doing a 30mm scope ring version, which is just kind of similar to the Delta mount you have there, but obviously in the side lock technology. So.
Outstanding. And so what does the mount go for?
The aimpoint mounts, the T1s, and also the Pro mounts are $139.
And then the rail system here for the AR15, what are we looking at?
The rail system is about $250.
$250. Yeah. So we got $299 on the butt stock. We already covered off on that. What does the MREX rail system for the SCAR go for?
The MREXs, doesn't matter what length they are. The MREXs in tan, black, doesn't matter the length. They all run $299.
Okay.
So.
And what's really cool, guys, I also found out when I installed it on mine, it comes with a card in the box that tells you to go to a website, and you have step-by-step instructions. Taking the barrel off the SCAR, you want to make sure that you follow those instructions, because if you just try to put a wrench to this rear bolt, which is Loctite, and don't apply heat, you're gonna mess your gun up. So follow those instructions. Great video instructions on the website, and it's actually quite an easy install.
Yeah, it's a 7-minute instructional video. It literally is. It's very simple if you follow it. We figured that was a little bit better than giving somebody a 10-page manual trying how to put it on. Everybody's using social media these days, so it's very simple. But it literally does not take very long if you follow the instructions. It's very simple. So.
And so with all the little connector pieces, what are we looking at for like a 1913? Quick connect.
The 7-slot piece here, which covers 2 M-LOK sections, is $59. It's the same as the Harris bipod version. The universal offset mounts run about $64, and then the 3-slot, the one down here, is $49.
$49.
So.
And so you can just pick them up, pop them on. And we started carrying these things at Copper Custom, guys. I've completely outfitted my SCAR with all the quick detach systems. I definitely have gone with this stock. This stock is amazing.
Yeah.
Well worth the investment there. I mean, I just love what you guys are doing. Keep it up. And if these guys want to get in touch with you, what's the best way they can find you?
You can either contact us on the website. It's kineticdg.com, or you can also email us at info@kineticdg.com.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming out and explaining it all to us.
Sure. Thanks, Tim.
Appreciate
it.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk to you guys soon.